No matter how hard you try, you can't duplicate Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley is an extraordinary place. The world has never seen anything like it.
It's still the heart and soul of the innovation economy. More small companies are founded here and grow larger here.
Nowhere else will you find that magical combination of brains, heart, ambition, and the willingness to take a risk.
And part of it is this culture, building community, sharing ideas.
But it's also the great arts institutions that we have here, the great educational institutions that we have here. It's this combination of things that we have in Silicon Valley that actually makes us so unique.
Having an institution like Joint Venture Silicon Valley, a trusted organization, enables people to comfortably come together to try new ideas. We need Joint Venture Silicon Valley to continue to push our valley forward.
Out of this dynamic environment comes an organization that truly captures the innovative spirit of this place. Joint Venture Silicon Valley.
Joint Venture has worked on everything, and I mean that seriously. There isn't anything that we won't tackle if it has to do with our livability, our competitiveness, our vitality, our ability to grow companies here or to raise families here.
Joint Venture Silicon Valley was founded 20 years ago to confront a looming fear that shrouded Valley leaders.
It was born out of fear. And what were they afraid of? They're afraid of Silicon Valley losing its competitive standing, becoming a has-been. At the time, we were losing out semiconductor competition to the Japanese, and we didn't seem to have a game plan. And not only that, government leaders, business leaders were at odds. They viewed each other as enemies.
Joint Venture Silicon Valley was formed, bringing together business, labor, nonprofits, and elected officials to tackle Silicon Valley's most vexing challenges. Although Silicon Valley has many special purpose organizations that work to promote their industry or business interests, Joint Venture is the only group that unites the entire valley. Joint Venture is trusted, valued, and respected as a neutral partner.
And not a lot of entities do that. In fact, I can't think of another entity that's exclusive. Existence is based on collaborative movement forward to make a better place for business and labor.
To remain number one, the valley must constantly innovate. Joint Venture is a reflection of the valley itself, agile and always seeking out new ideas.
Joint venture is like a startup because startups look for real problems that can be solved and then they relentlessly go about solving them.
To solve real problems, you need accurate data. For the last 2 decades, Joint Venture has tracked the valley's vital signs. The Silicon Valley Index is an in-depth analysis of the valley's economic and social health.
So I think having an independent organization like Joint Venture take a look at the region, whether it's diversity, it's education, employment, and actually publish consistently over years a fact base that allows us to talk about these issues and reach agreement on the facts before we try to develop solutions to problems. I think that's critical.
The index is at the heart of the annual State of the Valley Conference, a town hall meeting where more than 1,200 regional leaders meet every February to talk about how to make the valley work in the interest of the entire community.
This analytical work has become so important that we're now expanding upon it, and we're creating within Joint Venture an institute called the Institute for Regional Studies.
The work by the Institute will provide a roadmap for a region that can be a chaotic mix of geographical and political interests.
There's no central government of Silicon Valley. So you need organizations like Joint Venture Silicon Valley Network to do the coordination between the various political jurisdictions and take on issues that branch across all these political jurisdictions.
Few understand this better than Fred Diaz, city manager of Fremont, a city that will be home to the newest section of BART. Fred calls it a metaphor for Joint Venture's mission.
It's a collaboration between public and private sectors and all coming together for, I think, the progress of our entire Bay Area. Problems in and challenges facing Silicon Valley and the Bay Area are significant. Sea level rise, transportation, air quality, these are issues that defy really any single private sector entity or any single government structure. We all need to come together and work on solutions collaboratively.
Joint venture is leading in many, many areas, but in transportation planning, they've really stepped up in a leadership role on this Grand Boulevard initiative. And they're part of the glue of keeping these parties together, these varied interests and parties. When you talk about environmentalists and you talk about developers and labor representatives, elected and appointed officials from 19 cities and 2 counties, to step up and to help promote a vision and work toward the implementation of that vision and do it in a non-threatening way. They've done an extraordinary job.
It's that kind of passion and commitment that Joint Venture brings to all its initiatives, whether it's building a smart energy network of the future, or leading a regional partnership to ensure the success of businesses in Silicon Valley, or spearheading an initiative to improve notoriously poor wireless service in the Valley. Joint Venture is the definition of civic innovation.
So the question is, can we be innovative in the civic arena? And the answer is yes, we can, at Joint Venture Silicon Valley.
Joint Venture, building the next Silicon Valley.